South Korea is broken? South Korea? Wait, like...
South Korean politicians are all morons! They will do literally everything to try and fix their birth rate problem rather than getting
Birth rate?
to the main cause. The literally everything includes a politician promoting Kegel exercises or suggesting girls start school a year earlier than boys to make them more appealing.
What the fuck?
What the fuck are you talking about?
Cause I heard that shit was a kid diddler. Yeah, I heard that shit was a pedophile.
If you ever watched any of Bong Joon-ho's movies, you
What the
that the main message of all of his amazing
Korea got
movies
going on?
is South Korea is a f***ed up place. This country is literally ran by Samsung.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, you make a good point though. You just bring this to South Korea, bro. That birth rate's gonna go through the roof. And I don't even mean that in a racist way. Like, no funny. You bring bunch of dreadheads to Korea, I promise you, like, just bring 100 of them. I promise you the percentage is gonna go up at least 50%.
Samsung, LG, and Hyundai Kia. They have a horrible work and school culture, but by far the most important quote-unquote challenge they face is the horribly low birth rate they have. It is the worst in the world,
Bro,
and it's recently plummeted
them Koreans got little
down to 0.72 births per woman. A country needs a birth rate of 2.1 to keep their current population, let alone grow it. And they're at 0.72. So why do the South...
I ain't gonna lie, I'm about to go to Korea. Yo, you're like, hey, put me in. Hey, I don't look Korean, so they gonna f me, you feel me?
South Korean women not want to make babies with these handsome, rich, cute little twinks. They with the other guy. They asked me to give up my seat. South Korea is miles ahead in misogyny technology than every other country in the world. Among Korean men, there is a widespread perception that designated seats for pregnant women are an
They offer money to foreigners to start families in South Korea. Say on God.
excessively female-friendly policy, to the point where it became a trend on the internet to protest this policy by posting photos of dudes sitting in these seats as a form of protest. Imagine you're a woman in South Korea, right? You already have these unbelievable, unrealistic beauty standards where to be considered pretty, you have to be basically a supermodel. South Korea has the most plastic surgeries per capita in the world, with over 1 million operations
So some of them are like actually chopped. Wait, no, she's not even chopped.
happening every year, and with every 1 in 4 women aged 19 to 29 already having plastic surgery done, with men being 2%. On top of this, these motherfuckers decide to give you the largest wage gap on the planet for your hard work, and they only decriminalized abortion in 2021, 3 years ago. It's not legal now, but it's not illegal either. Me personally, if I was a woman, I would be crashing out and tweaking. Man, men in particular.
Okay, but don't forget, Korea or Japan, Asian countries don't care as much as Americans about sexual diseases. So, that being said, there's probably a reason that birth rate don't go up. Cause niggas ain't trying to herpes kush. And I don't even think I don't even know if you can have a kid if you have herpes. I think you can. NBA Youngboy did it. But your kid's gonna have herpes. So just keep that in mind.
But not literally, which is how the 4B movement spawned, which means no dating, marriage, childbirth, or sex with dudes. And when your country's laws about women are written by John Jones and Harvey Weinstein, with intense misogyny, discriminatory laws, and the highest wage gap in the world, it is no...
They the clearest people? No. I know that. I don't think it's Korea. I think it's Japan though. I believe it's Japan. But I was told from a source of a guy that lives in one of the Asian countries that he said them girls do not care about sexual diseases. Like they
No surprise this movement spawned in South...
Oh, it's Japan? Okay.
Korea.
Then it's not Korea. But then there's got to be a reason why they're not.
You know what does not help either? South Korea being the most expensive place in the world to raise a child, costing around $270,000 to raise a child until the age of 18. In second place is the glorious People's Republic of China.
Bro.
Taiwan, South Korea.
Bro.
Your
Why
destiny
this song?
is to be obliterated into nothing by a Chinese Dongfeng missile. South Korea has this
Yo, I
phenomenon
love that song.
called academic elitism, where basically if you don't go to the best universities they have to offer, your life is basically over. You're gonna get a shitty job, no money, you'll be sucking behind the KFC on Dai Hakro Street for money. And then there are the Sky Universities, Seoul, Korea, and Yonsei Universities. Whether or not you get into one of these 3 universities decides your financial and social position in the country for the rest of your life.
I gotta visit an Asian country, bro. Like, I gotta see it for myself. Like, not even on some content. Like, just pull up and see if the high's trying to fuck me. You feel me? Cause like, if I ain't valid, what am I going to Korea for?
Life. It's like parkour civilization. So there's a huge pressure on the Korean youth to get into one of these, which is why private tutoring has a whole term for it called hagwons, and why it's a $20 billion industry. Because every parent, no matter their financial capability, wants their child to succeed. And since Korean society is set up in a way where you need to go into the sky schools, Korean households spend more on private tutoring than housing and food. Because of these exorbitant prices, households can barely afford 1 kid, let alone more. And they also probably don't want to put their kids in hellhole they went through. An 8-hour entrance exam? Real question. 48 hours with Diddy or 8-hour entrance exam that decides the rest of your life? Discuss in the comments below. The Korean entrance exam, CSAT, aka Kokskibidi torture, literally has killer questions that are bullshit questions.
$1. Japan is too overrated, Thailand is better and they have better women, no cap.
Bro, they have over there. What the are you talking about better women?
Questions just to make the student scores lower. A lot of times these questions aren't included in normal schools either, but are only included in these private tutoring schools. So already, if your kid is not in those expensive private cram schools, he's set back by this capitalist hole called South Korea. And these killer questions are either some insane diluted algebra questions that have not been solved by any mathematician ever, or some obscure literary takeouts. What did Tyler respond to Kai Cenat when Kai asked her out on a date?
What?
Oh my god, bro. They only decided to remove these questions last year, so good job on that. But Koreans still spend nearly $20 billion a year on these private tutoring schools. Usually what happens in a normal Korean teen's day is they go to school from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m, already 8 hours of classes, and then goes to the private cram school, which usually goes from...
So there's got to be reasons, like, bro, I heard about Japan also being the schooling as cook. Like, they literally go to school from, like, the morning to nighttime.
6 to 9.
And they have no choice.
Already 11 hours of classes. And then the rest of the day is spent studying at home before falling asleep and lacking on sleep. A lot of people estimate that they spend 12 to 17 hours a day just studying.
That's terrible.
Why are the fertility rates low? Bro, if you told me I had to study 15 hours a day, the last thing on my mind would be making kids. I want to make kids out of spite of what this world has to offer, because
I wouldn't want to put a kid on this earth if I had to put him through 17 hours of studying. F that.
Why would I want to let my kids go through this hellhole called
terrible.
Studying in South Korea? A big part of their demographic crisis is that they are extremely urbanized, and as all problems, it always comes down to real estate. Over half of South Korea lives in the Seoul metropolitan area, because that's where all the Sky universities are. So everyone who wants to live well has to live in Seoul. And also because there are a bunch of construction restrictions that don't allow for a lot of housing to be built. So the limited housing in Seoul is basically a bidding war between Samsung higher-ups, normal South Koreans, and the guy from Squid Game. And the bidding war usually ends in the Samsung higher-ups buying these apartments, renting it to normal South Koreans for huge sums of money, and the guy from Squid Game sucking behind the Shake Shack in Yong District for 2,500 won, so he can keep chain smoking his SA lights. In 1928, Stalin started the first 5-year plan, and the goal was to move these stupid, dumb, illiterate peasant farmers out from the farms and get them into cities where there was big industry and make them make tractors and a bunch of other cool. By moving illiterate peasants out from these big farms and cramming them into apartments, the Soviet Union's birth rate crashed. In peasant farmer societies, children are usually encouraged because they're more of a free labor and not as much of a financial burden. However, in cities, raising children is expensive, and you also don't get a large family to help with farming. You're all alone in that Samsung factory, resulting in this.
I'm so confused. Like, is this now or is this when Joseph Stalin was around? Because there's no way it stems back from World War II that they're not having kids now. Like, is sex illegal in Korea?
Where you can clearly see that the fertility rates in big cities are much, much lower than their less urbanized areas. In Vienna's airport, they made the benches purposefully uncomfortable to keep people from sleeping on it. A real dedicated sleeper like me will never succumb to the capitalist invention of anti-homeless infrastructure.
So it's more about poverty rate. The reason that they're not having kids, but they want to encourage, you know, the birth rate to go up. Dude, I already have the solution. Yo, for all my beautiful black kings, and you love Asians, yo, this is Disneyland for you, dude.
And even though these metal rods were hitting me straight in my hips, I had an amazing 8-hour-long sleep in this airport. Governments will spend hundreds of thousands of dollars building anti-homeless infrastructure just for me to sleep on it, when the only anti-homeless infrastructure that works is giving the homeless homes. And yeah, South Korea is cooked on all fronts. Not only everything I mentioned, but also their views are literally the complete opposite of women. It's like the South Korean male population thinks women are their enemy, because what even is this divide? It's literally just two opposite extremes, and the chances of them getting along to the point where they would want to have children is slim to none. Because of this toxic work, education, and dating culture, South Korea has the highest self-end rate in a first world country. Recently, I went out for a walk in Tbilisi with Geopol, discussing important topics such as Diddy and Skibbity Toilet. And when I came back to my apartment, my Lenovo monitor had broken itself. Hong Kong had disappointed me. The warranty people told me it would take 3 weeks to order me a new one, and I'd only rather be waterboarded than not have access to my computer for 3 weeks. So I went ahead and got a new Samsung monitor. With this, I contributed to the mafia, not so secretly running the country of South Korea. In 2017, the son of the chairman of Samsung literally bribed the president for a corporation favor that would benefit Samsung, and then got exposed for it. The president got overthrown, and Lee got sentenced to 5 years in prison. Then they reduced it to 2.5 years and released him after serving only 1 year in prison. Then for some reason, he had a retrial about this, got sentenced back to prison for 2 years and 6 months. And then when there was a global chip shortage in the world, Joe Biden went to South Korea because America needed more chips, and the new president of South Korea pardoned the chairman of Samsung, and now he leads Samsung. I'm really liking this monitor though. Like, look, I can rotate it and watch Instagram reels like this. I don't know what it would take for the South Korean government to realize that their ultra-capitalist society is the cause for all their difficulties, such as being an incel, pulling 2014 ISIS numbers, and the real estate market being horrible. Also, there are 3 big companies, but mainly Samsung, have
So this all has to do with political and pretty much like slavery back in the day, like Korean slavery in a sense.
So much power over there that every politician is there to serve Samsung's interests and not the South Korean people. You guys already...
That's actually crazy. That's a canon. That's like a canon event. Like, bro, you're telling me I can't get cheeks because is buying Samsungs. Like, you know how insane that sounds?
Saw how Samsung literally bribed the president with $37 million, and that is only one of the things they have been exposed for. Just imagine how many secret deals have been taking place with Samsung's leaders and Korean politicians. I do not care.
It's getting so bad in Korea that guys are R-wording their mothers and sisters. That's the main thing why females are scared of Korean men. What? Bro, what? Their own sisters and mothers? Yo, the females, that's actually f***ing scary for them. It's called the 4B movement. Look it up. 4B is for Nas, a radical feminist movement that originated in South Korea. The name refers to its defining our tenets, which start with the Korean language term bi, roughly meaning no. Its proponents do not date men, marry men, have sex with men, or have children with men. Oh, wow. That's probably why the birth rate's going down. They probably believe that every man is, you know, because they've been through that situation. Like, bro, that is scary, bro. It's trauma. Yeah, it's trauma. It's bro, it's no joke.
Care how much money you have. If you're going to be alone for the rest of your life and also hold some extreme beliefs about the opposite and also never be able to own a home for yourself, no matter how much money you have either way, because Samsung exists, what's the point? And government-funded matchmaking events to try and get people to talk to each other is not going to fix the fact that even if they really liked each other, they wouldn't be able to afford the home because Samsung keeps buying up all the property to the point where they have their own little town dedicated to themselves. But a bunch of corporations have their own office towns. This isn't my big beef with them. I hope my Samsung monitor does not shut itself off using their Samsung AI to detect the words I'm writing and explode my mind.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Samsung mid, bro. Like, you'll never catch me buying no Samsung product. That shit mid, bro. Them fall apart mad easy. Them break in a span of 3 years. Like, that shit suck. As I was saying though, my bad. I had to fix my camera, bro. I was tweaking.
Because people in Korea get born in the Samsung medical
What the yeah, I know audio. Bro, what just happened? Oh, it was a copyright? Hold on, bruh.
Genuinely a
Damn, he got copyrighted like Jesus.
This is genuinely a cyberpunk dystopia if I've ever heard one, where one company controls everything and bribes the president. These huge country-controlling, family-owned companies are the cause of nearly all of South Korea's problems, but they enable you to watch Instagram Reels on a full 4K screen in portrait mode.
Brain rot. Oh my
Basically,
god.
if you're South Korean, you only have 3 options: Samsung worker, professional League of Legends player, or a K-pop idol. And when you become a K-pop idol, you are basically signing your human rights
Literally your life away.
away to become a slave for a management company, where you live in dorms with your group members that are about to debut.
What?
And literally starve yourself as a diet, usually eating about 1,000 calories a day. These women are stronger than most men in the galactic empire. I mean, American military. Because they eat basically nothing all day and train
They gotta keep up an image. That's scary, bro.
these dances for 8 to 10 hours a day, aren't allowed to leave without permission, and are not allowed to date anyone. And after 2 to 4 years of training, they might not even debut because their management company will refuse it. So put some respect on K-pop's name. You might not like the music, but the work these people put in and the literal slavery they had to go through to get to where they are is just
That's scary.
respectable. Game recognized
That ruins like the whole like purpose, and they probably love music, and that's just, bro, that's insane.
this game. If I was a slave for 4 years and then random American teenagers made fun of me because I look gay and have plastic surgery, I would tweak out. I would defect to North Korea and send one of their Hwasong 19 missiles to that kid's house. Bye bye,
What?
Russia.
That kid's house?
Why do you think nearly all the cinema that comes out of South Korea is about hating rich, big, corrupt companies such as Parasite and Squid Game? This is their reality that they're living through. Side note, on top of this,
That's actually deep. But why would Korea, why would South Korea producers and TV production do that to their own country, which doesn't make sense? Yo, that's actually deep though. What the That's actually like, it's like they're going against their own country, kind of like an anarchy.
they require me a visa to go there? Ah, hell nah. You know who doesn't require a visa for me? The European Union and China. I know who I'm choosing. Like and subscribe and go.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, bro. China has some nice spots too. China has some nice spots too.
Relax, bird, man, I think this is legit, nigga. 5-star dinners, 5 stars on my bitch, nigga. Band 10, fat shit up on my wrist. Band him, could've been anything I want, I get.